kind of new for me to have a microphone, so bear with me and enjoy the entertainment that I provide. So, I'm Dale, I'm the Artstart music host, and welcome you all here tonight to our second last performance of the year. One thing I always have to throw in, and you're all tired of hearing it, I'm sure, but this year we have an incredible lineup of music, and every act is totally different from the others. So real happy about that. You're never getting the same thing twice here. And next month will be a prime example of that. We're going to have original flute music by two performers, along with some original tunes that they created. They're called Virginia Steel, and that'll be a real treat also. I'd like to thank our usual sponsors, WXPR Radio, which is represented by Randy here tonight. The Midwest Music Hour helps sponsor us and also does the sound. So Scott back there is responsible for however good it sounds tonight is his doing. And Holiday Acres Resort provides lodging for our musicians when they need it, so we always thank them. And I guess they tell me I had something to do with sponsoring too, so very much my pleasure. So tonight started out rather interesting. I made a contact for a solo performance. Got a call back. Is it okay if there's two of us? Oh, sure. A little while later, how about four? And I think that's where we cut the limit, right? So I'm not going to give much of an introduction, but tonight we have Sarah and the Wildflowers, and she will tell you more about them.
And everybody for coming tonight. So my name is Sarah Fierek. I tend to do things with a very collaborative spirit and collaborative heart, and when I was asked to do this, I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we could have a shared set? So tonight I have some really special talent joining me. They will be backing the band for some of my original music that we'll be playing, and we'll be debuting an album in the very near future that I've been working on for quite a long time, and I'm really proud of it and excited that you are literally the first audience that's hearing some of these songs. They are nowhere else yet, and this is the first time we've done them with this particular band, so we appreciate you being here to be a part of that experience. So tonight you'll have a few different musicians gracing the stage, and we're going to start with a really wonderful talent that I actually met at a coffee shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I was there working, and I saw him, and I'm like, who is this guy? And he is really good. So I was like, hey, I'm a musician and singer. I look for guitar players from time to time. Would you be willing to collaborate sometime? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we met again for coffee, and that's the beauty of, I think, being in a city. We come from Milwaukee this evening, and there's a real collaborative spirit in Milwaukee as well with the music community. So Jack kindly said yes to collaborate on a couple different shows, and he's also playing the guitar on a song that I wrote called Somewhere in the Hills of Tennessee, which you'll hear later tonight. And he's going to start off our set this evening with some beautiful fingerstyle guitar. Jack, anything you want to share before you start?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's I've never done a performance in a room like this, so I'm excited. And thanks, Sarah. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Rhinelander. Yeah.
Let's hear it for Jack Tell, everybody.
Named Andy Mack, and he was kind of a YouTube star that kind of got his prominence around like the early 2010s. And yeah, then I ended up going to the University of Milwaukee fingerstyle guitar program, which was the only program in the world that kind of specialized in this very niche style of guitar playing. We only have 14 students there, so there's about like 14 people that I can talk to. Yeah. Every once in a while you see one of them and it's like, oh my god, it's so much fun. Alright, this next one, so I get a lot of requests, like playing like this, people tend to think you know how to play everything at any given moment, so I got a request for Stairway to Heaven at one point. I was getting it a lot, and then I didn't know what to say to people instead of like, oh, I can't do it, I haven't worked it out, blah, blah, blah. You know, just making excuses and stuff, so instead I started saying like, well, I wrote this next one in a stairwell. It's Stairwell to Heaven. I'm like, okay. And then I've been calling it that for the last 8 years, and I'm telling this story to make sense out of that every single time. Yeah, after playing this one for about 8 years, you start to have like nightmares of falling down the stairs and stuff. Get it? Do some humor here. I'm waiting for the day when I tell that joke and I like trip on a shoelace going off the stairs or something. This is one of mine. markets around town and stuff, you don't really look up a lot of the time because you're looking down at the guitar, and every once in a while you just kind of look up and see someone who's gonna like change the trajectory of the next couple months for you if you like pay attention and listen to it. So I kind of call this one Chance Encounters, and kind of how I put my life kind of up to like chance encounters with the right people to kind of trust to direct me in like kind of like the right way and stuff like that, because once you graduate from school and you don't have a professor telling you what to do anymore and stuff, it's kind of a scary world knowing that your art is what's kind of taking you forward. So I feel really blessed in a lot of ways that I kind of ended up in a good group of people with Sarah and Angie and Mel tonight, and yeah, so this one just goes out to how fortunate I've been for allowing my art to land amongst people who've been helping me out. So thank you. It's called Chance Encounters. I mess up suddenly, it's because I don't go to see a manicure professional. And also, yeah, I mean, imagine like going into a Walgreens before every gig, buying a pack of ping pong balls, a nail file, and a thing of super glue, and having the cashier look at you like, what the heck? And it's like, I'm a guitar player. And they're like, I still don't know what you mean. And it's like, well, check out my Instagram. Okay, so I got time for like one more, I think. Is that good? All right. So this next one, anyone remember an artist named Michael Hedges back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of Michael Hedges' most famous pieces, which was transcribed by John Stropes at the University of Milwaukee fingerstyle guitar program. And I remember learning this one, and it kind of really transformed the way I was viewing the guitar at the time. And it was it's kind of like just a monumental piece in the history of acoustic guitar too. He was kind of responsible for like a lot of the research on how to mic these things up and make them sound good, and like the two hands on the fretboard style, so tapping and the harmonics and open tunings that you're hearing. So he had a lot to do with that, and just a really kind of outward thinker. And I remember learning this song and just kind of getting really, really addicted to the style and the sound of fingerstyle guitar, contemporary fingerstyle guitar. And yeah, it's a really, really beautiful piece. So it's double C tuning, so it's C, C, and then D, G, and A, B. So it's like dadgad on the top, and you have two C on the bass strings.
for Jack. Tell everybody, right? Wasn't that a treat? Thank you. You sounded beautiful. So this next artist I'm about to bring up for you, we became friends a few years ago at a really cool, like, what would you say, a gospel concert I think we were at? And we met for coffee and we really bonded, and we have since done a couple of shows together. She's a real treat. She's going to debut a brand new single towards the end of the evening tonight that she just released. And her name is Angie Mack, so join me in welcoming Angie Mack. And Angie's going to play for you some beautiful inspirational songs that she's written. So thanks for allowing us to share the stage tonight. So have to introduce our percussionist and dear friend, Mel Bridges. Let's give him a round of applause. And a little later on this evening, I'm going to ask each of them to talk a little bit about their journeys as well. But Mel has some really fun stories, including having the opportunity of singing with Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Shy Lights, Journey, a bunch of others. So we'll hear more from Mel. But again, let's hear it for Angie Mack.
And I'm trying to get this keyboard volume on. The button isn't working for some reason. While I'm trying to get that, a lot of the songs that I've written have been inspired by nature. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay. And so a lot of the songs that I've written have been inspired by nature. And so this one is called Wildflower. Wildflower, you are a hidden treasure in a remote field, unknown to this world. You are a planting of the Lord, a work of art made by His very hands. Wildflower, sing your song. May the colors of His glory shine through you. Oh, sing your song of surrender. Sing of His name to all creation. Silently, humbly, obediently radiate the beauty He's placed in you. Wildflower, you have given of yourself, yet your beauty may not be picked by human hand. He knows where the seed from you will go. Through death of your life, what will grow? Wildflower, sing your song. May the colors of His glory shine through you. Thank you. This next song is called Childhood Dream. I like to often ask people what they wanted to be when they were younger. Can you think about that? When you were a child, what did you want to be when you were a child? Are you doing anything remotely like it now as an adult? Well, at one point, I wanted to be a baseball player. Yep, I hear the Brewers are playing tonight. Mm-hmm. Any Brewers fans in here? But my second choice was to be a singer. And so this song is called Childhood Dream. Remember the dream that you dreamed when you were young. Remember the passion that burned in your heart. You used to believe, you used to dream, yet the current of this world carried you away. It's never too late to dream again. It's never too late to follow your passion. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The song that I wrote is called She Sings. She's hurled in a corner, trying to dodge the words of hate. If only she could run, but by now it's much too late. So she sings, yeah, she sings, la-da-da-da-da, and the words carry her away. Nothing anyone can say can hurt her today. She's got wings, yeah, she sings. Yeah, she sings. She doesn't converse much. She was taught to be seen and not heard. If only she could speak the passion inside of her heart. So she sings, yeah, she sings, la-di-da-da-da, and the words carry her away. Nothing anyone can say can hurt her today. She's got wings, yeah, she sings. She sings, yeah, she sings, la-di-da-da-da, and the words carry her away. Nothing anyone can say can hurt her today. She's got wings, yeah, she sings. She sings, yeah, she sings, la-da-da-da-da, and the words carry her away. Nothing anyone can say can hurt her today. She's got wings, yeah, she sings. Yeah, she sings. She sings. And that's currently a song that's being produced as we speak. Should be coming out very soon. Let's give a hand for Sarah Fierek and Dale and Sarah's brother David, who envisioned this evening with his sister.
Let's hear it again for Angie Mack, everybody. One of the things I'm doing right now as a creator is I'm also building an organization called Sincerely in Song. And if you have some time towards the end of the night or as you're getting up and milling around, it's a nonprofit that is focused on building music partnerships for humanity. So Angie had mentioned her song, She Sings, and she had mentioned it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The organization that we're building is really focused on pairing music with causes and igniting the general community to get involved in supporting those things. This first song we're going to kick off on my set is basically a song that I came back to music for. If some of you know a little bit about my background, I spent over a decade building and scaling another great nonprofit radio station in Milwaukee. So I feel at home when I come to WXPR because that was a part of a lot of my life, about a third of my life. And I got called back to music. Music is my first love since I was 3. And this song was the first song that came back to me when I was kind of calling myself back to music. I wrote it on a November evening, similar to the same time of year now, just a little bit later. And it's called Code Blue. And this particular song is also aligned with supporting the mission of Mothers Against Gun Violence. So I hope you enjoy it. I still see you in my dreams. I can't erase the way I feel. So many times I got lost in your eyes, and I saw a story of you and me. Why'd you have to go? I wanted you to stay with me. Time will not slow down, and I can't keep my feet on solid ground. And if you fall through and I lose you too, will my heart's cold blue? Would you come around again? Would you? Would you come around again? Would you? I don't know why I can't leave. I'm trapped inside the way I feel, and I can't replace all the love that you gave. And I wake up morning, you and me. Why'd you have to go? I wanted you to stay with me. Time will not slow down, and I can't keep my feet on solid ground. And if you fall through and I lose you too, will my heart's cold blue? Would you come around again? Would you? I still see you in my dreams. I can't erase the way I feel. Thank you. And please, if you feel moved, please do reach out to support Mothers Against Gun Violence. The founder, Deborah Gillespie, is a dear friend of mine, and she unfortunately lost her son to gun violence. So Angie and I just had the great honor of singing that record at Survivors Fest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the historic Washington Bandshell, which was a real treat because some iconic people have played in that bandshell. So we had a great time doing that. The next song, you'll see in the back when you visit the table, there's a piece of artwork. That's the cover of the album. I wrote this song shortly after my father passed away. And it's called Willing to Bet. These teardrops, they fall, but I still feel your hand there to show me the way when I'm lost in despair. You'd carry it on just to lift me again. There's no such love, but you generously gave, and I'm willing to bet you're smiling in heaven, just knowing that your heart's inside mine. And I feel your presence like an eagle, it soars on, though there's nothing left. Your spirit lives on, and I'm willing to bet you're smiling in heaven, just knowing that your heart's inside mine. And I feel your presence like an eagle, it soars on, though there's nothing left. Your spirit lives on. You're my guardian angel. You're the one that I love. Though sadness it lingers, I'm thankful for you. And one day I'll see you like the sounds from above. You're my guardian You're smiling in heaven, just knowing that your heart's inside mine, and I feel your presence like an eagle in soars on. Though there's nothing left, your spirit lives on. I'm willing to bet. And I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet. Thank you, everybody. I know sometimes I make the mistake of getting a little teary-eyed when I mention that, but that's human, right? And I've really shared my grief story openly on this journey, and most times I do. When I share that, I'll share my dad's name was Gary, and somebody will say, oh, I just lost my grandfather, or I just lost so-and-so. And we share this beautiful moment, and then I ask, well, what was their name? And they'll share their name, and I've said, okay, well, I have this theory that they're bumping into each other, and they're meeting, and they're like, well, why are we meeting? And they're like, well, look at these two. And it's really brought me so much joy into my heart to keep my dad's spirit alive. So I appreciate you all. Welcome Gary to the room with us. He's with us in spirit. And you all would have loved him, by the way. We're going to play one more before intermission, and when we come back, we'll have some more music for you, so stick around. And this song is called Letters of Devotion. How do we know when it's the last time? How do we give like it's never gonna end? How do we feel a love that's so deep? How do we give for the present every day? And if I could keep the moments trapped inside of time, then I'd never feel the heartbreak of your heartbreak and mine. Like the shell sings with the ocean, the sound of you and how we should just stay. Let the letters spell devotion always. Did you feel my love the first time you closed your eyes? Yet your eyes were set on me. A loving glance is all that I needed. A second chance to prove the love inside of me. And if I could keep the moments trapped inside of time, then I never feel the heartbreak of your heartbreak and mine. Like the shell sings with the ocean, the sound of you and how we should just stay. Let the letters spell devotion always.
together we imagined happily ever after, like the dream we finally captured, writing another chapter, and we can't replace the days. We are inseparable, we should just stay. Let the letters spell devotion always. Thank you all. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so feel free to grab a drink and stop and visit the merch booth and use the restroom, and we'll be back on stage shortly.
Listen to the rain a-falling. Can't you hear?
People like you make the world worth living in. Yeah, the world worth living in. I see you smile and it makes me grin. Time and again, time and again. But time and time again. Before there was you, I had nobody but me to paint my gray skies blue. And now that you're here with me, everything is new. People like you make the world worth living in. People like you, oh, the world worth living in. People like you make the world worth living in. People like you, yeah, the world worth living in. People like you, through the winter and the spring, through the summer and the fall. Your love gives me the courage to be strong. I'm standing tall. Your love is the reason. Your love is the why. Your love is the answer. Your love gives me life. People like you make the world worth living. People like you, oh, the world worth living in. People like you, I see you smile and it makes me grin. Time and again, time and again. People like you, no, time and time again. People like you, well, there's only one me and there's only one you, and it seems like there's only one thing to do. Put a little more love in the world, yeah. Got to put a little more love in it. Spread a little more love on it. Got to spread a little more love in it. Oh, just a
Well, the bear moved into the city when all of the work dried up, put it all in his pickup truck and drove down the mountain. And he scoured the classified ads for a window with a view of the trees, signed his name, got a set of keys, and the empty light of a room. And he said, wonder if this is what heaven is like. What if it means I'm more dead than alive? What would I be if I turned out the light before night fell? Well, the bear walked a while for groceries, and everyone stared at the ground, moving to the beat of the sound of the voices of the engines. And the sidewalk toward his feet, and it hurt just a little more to open and close the door, the bodega on the corner. And he said, wonder if this is what heaven is like. What if it means I'm more dead than alive? What would I be if I turned out the light before night fell? In the old days, we would up and run. In the old days, we were so young. The bear lay down on a park bench and stared straight up at the sky, waiting on the first starlight in the space between the buildings. And at this point in time, I'd like you to remember all the times I did remember the lyrics. And he stayed awake all night with the cars and the people, and his fingers formed a steeple pointed at the sky. And he said, I wonder if this is what heaven is like. What if it means I'm more dead than alive? What would I be if I turned out the light before night fell? Oh, thank you so much. Wonder if this is what heaven is like. What if it means I'm more dead than alive? What would I be if I turned out the light before night fell?
Oh, the summertime's come, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather.
Drink it with gin or drink with Dwight. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Drink it for peace or drink it to fight. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Go to bed at 8 or party all night. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Athens Light, Athens Light. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Enjoy Athens Light at Pizza on the Farm every Friday and Saturday. Stony Acres Brewing, Athens, Wisconsin. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light.
Probably from Hatley proper. But the team went to central Wisconsin, and some of the things you'll see, I'll just preface it a little bit. We went really back to my roots for this video. So Mustang's a song I wrote 2 days after my dad died, and he left behind a 1969 Mach 1 Mustang that he never had the chance to fully restore. My mom and him had matching Mach 1s at some point when they were young. My grandfather, my mom's dad, was a Ford dealer for about 27 years, so we grew up a Ford family. And I wrote this song when I was grieving and just kind of, looking for an outlet, and music has always been that for me. And after I wrote this song, months later, I went back to the car because we have my dad's 69, and the only letters left on the car, you know how it usually spells Mustang? So the only letters left were "you sang." So I know our guardian angel with the biggest wings in the world definitely brought me this song. And we go back to my childhood home, we shoot where my dad lived in his home, and then we go back to our great grandparents' homestead. And the barn that's in the video actually was a barn that my parents actually got married in as well. So all sorts of family ties and history. The pine trees you'll see are pine trees that my ancestors planted, so we're really proud of it. We actually were welcomed to screen this music video in New York City November 8th, so we'll be going to Brooklyn, New York to screen this, and we just took home a World Fest Houston International Film Festival Remy Award in May for this, so we're very proud of it, and it's all Wisconsin made, and again, lots of family ties, but I hope you enjoy it.
Saw all the notes of love that you spelled out my heart protected then. Watched it bleed out. You were the one who always knew how to make me run. Guess I loved you too hard to make myself slow down. Just like a Mustang, wild and free from love. You made my heart sing, harmonies filled with love. How could you leave me standing there alone when all I ever wanted was to call you my own? Was trapped inside this love, then set free. When you came back around, I saw lightning and the thunder rolling, who echoed through the night. It's like my heart was beating too, sound in your eyes, just like a Mustang, wild and free from love. You made my heart sing, harmonies filled with love. How could you leave me standing there alone when all I ever wanted was to call you my own? And they say love will find a way. If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be, no matter what they say. Let your love light the way. Destiny can be erased. Let your love light the way. Just like a Mustang, wild and free from love. You make my heart sing, harmonies filled with love. How could you leave me standing there alone when all I ever wanted was to welcome you home? When all I ever wanted was to call you my own.
So we did find, my uncle actually said to me, you know who has the other Mustang that they sold? The Cater Henry auto body place. And I'm just like, really? Do they still have it? He's like, yeah, call Peggy. So I called Peggy, and Peggy's like, sure, you can use the beautiful blue 1970 Mach 1 that my parents formerly owned, and they kept it all those years, and they restored it so beautifully. And it's really an honor that, I'm glad that they bought it when they did, and they were able to make it beautiful and keep it and allow us to use that in the actual, in the video. So thanks to the Cater Henrys for keeping that car nice, and the 1970 is all spiffy, so the 69 will be one day, okay? I promise you. Yeah, we'll have to stay in touch. You can follow the journey. So the photos you see at the end of this, my grandfather was in the Navy. My cousin is in the U.S. Army. Mel Bridges is U.S. Marines. So thank you for your service. If we have any, do we have any other military or veterans in the house tonight? Which branch of service? Army, thank you so much for your service, sir. So this particular song is aligned with supporting the Center for Veterans Issues, so you'll see their logo at the end. I also do part-time fund development work for them in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We help homeless veterans and do transitional housing. So like I said, every song is paired with a cause. So Center for Veterans Issues is going around the world with us as we're starting to get this music video out. So thanks for watching it. We will get back into the music. We have a few more songs for you all. And Mel, we haven't talked to you a lot yet. Before you sit down, can you share a little bit of your journey with us? Because you're kind of like the cool cat, you know? You got all the fun stories.
First off, how about a big hand for Sarah? You know, when did we meet?
At the Conservatory.
Right. I was taking some classes at the Conservatory of Music, and I ran into Sarah, and she invited me to this event. And I think that's how our friendship kind of kicked off. A little bit about myself. I played with a touring group for a while. It was the Miracles. Anyone ever heard of the Miracles? Yeah. You know who they are? Yeah. Well, be careful what you wish for sometimes, because you just might get it. You know, it's not as easy as you might think. It's like a job. It's like a job. So when you see a concert, that 2 hours that you see, for the musicians, it flies by, because they spent the last month practicing like 5-6 hours a day. But I a former Marine. I guess I did 6 years, 0311 combat infantry. Does that mean anything to anybody? Where's the Army guy? Means something to you, doesn't it? I know it does. I moved to Milwaukee. I never thought I would be in this part of the country. But my daughter moved up here, and her practice is up here. She says, "Dad, you need to come up to Milwaukee." I said, "Who? Milwaukee? I've never been to this part of the country." And if it weren't for you, I would have never saw this part of the country. You know, it was a fantastic drive coming up here with the leaves changing colors, and I forgot. I've been in the desert for 40 years, so I forgot what autumn was like. You know, I'm used to seeing cacti and dust. But enough about me. I just want to thank you for allowing me to grace the stage with you and play with you. It's fun. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Let's hear it from Mel, and thanks for taking the trip to the Northwoods. The Northwoods, where there's no cacti, really, I don't think. Unless if you have it in your house. Christmas cactus. Sorry, my mic's wobbling a little bit. All right, so we're going to get into some more music. This next record I wrote, and it's some of these songs are released, so this is one that is, and Chris Crane produced it, and Angie Mack had mentioned her song She Sings is in production. Chris is actually working on that production as well. I always envision this record, if you listen to the sound recording that's on Apple or YouTube or Spotify, wherever you consume music, I always envisioned it kind of being more like a Disney, Pixar type of dreamy thing. But it really, the roots of inspiration really stem from growing up in the Northwoods and seeing the Northern Lights, and being a person who grew up in the country. I spent a lot of time in nature. So this particular record is called Constellation Eyes.
There were so many times in my life that kept me asking why. When things didn't go right, I learned to see that the strength was in me, and that I'd be the light to take on the night. And if all the stars fell out of the sky, you'd still light up my life. And if no one could see the beauty inside, you'd make everything alright. You'd make it alright with your constellation eyes. You'd make it alright with your constellation eyes. And if no one could see the beauty in life, you'd help us see the light. You were the one that always showed up on time. Our love collides. I keep praying that somewhere inside I'd see the reason why. When the gray clouds take away the shine, you still light up the sky. No questions why. And if all the stars fell out of the sky, you'd still light up my life. And if no one could see the beauty inside, you'd make everything alright. You'd make it alright with your constellation eyes. You'd make it alright with your constellation eyes.
Thank you, everybody. This is a new song that will be on the record, and it's called Learning to Love. I wrote this song, I was supposed to be on my way to a radio conference in Boston, and then the flight was grounded, and they were like, no flights can leave. And I was like, what? What do you mean? There's no other flights? So I had to totally cancel this radio conference. And I had a Lyft driver that drove me home, and we had this like really spiritual conversation on the way home. And as soon as I got to my house, I just sat on the piano and I wrote this song. And I firmly believe that, like, I have a quote I wrote that says, you're always where you're meant to be to get to where you belong. I truly believe that, because for some reason I wasn't meant to go to Boston, and I wasn't meant to go to the radio conference, and I was meant to be right back at home writing this particular song. So I hope you enjoy it.
to trust again. You've been away so long, and I still sing a song in my heart. So many times I question. Now I know why you showed up. You light the fire in my eyes. You caught my soul by surprise, and I can't let you go from my mind. I'm learning to trust divine. I search for you. I fly above the clouds, learning to love again inside, learning to love again in my mind, learning to love again inside. I'm learning to trust divine.
Thank you, everybody. So I know that we have Randy in the house from WXPR. Hi, Randy. And please be sure you send him and the rest of your team our gratitude for everything you do for the Wisconsin music scene and bluegrass scene. Randy was the first person in the world to break this record we're about to play. It's not released anywhere yet. We have two versions, thanks to my wonderful brother David, who I know we've given a shout out to. But David, my brother, let me tell you a little something about my brother. So ever since I was little, I was like in kindergarten. He's 4 years older than I am, and I would save him my little graham cracker at kindergarten. He would come during recess and he would bundle me up so I wouldn't be cold. And he's always been that big brother that's been amazing. So thank you for continuing to be a big brother that's amazing throughout my whole life, because sometimes that fades away for people. But he's a big bluegrass fan and has been listening to Randy's show for many years and said, hey, you should really call Randy and see if he'd help support your music, which I did, and Randy and I have grown a great relationship. But then my brother took it a step further and he said, you should really record that song in bluegrass. And I was like, I never thought of that. So I wrote a song called Open Road, and you can hear it on WXPR, and soon it'll be available in other places, but they're the only place in the world right now, which to me means something, because, you know, as an independent artist, like, we're in a streaming world, and I believe in human connection, so I love the fact that it's literally the only place in the world right now that you can hear this song. So check it out on WXPR to hear the bluegrass version. Tonight we're going to do a total new live rendition, but I hope you enjoy it.
I drove down every road to find the place inside my soul. Take me to the open road, take me to the great as I take on the open road, takes me to the great unknown. Take me to the great unknown. Take me to the open road, and now I can't slow down, racing through the space of sound as I take on the open road. It takes me to the great unknown. Take me to the great unknown. Take me to the open road. Take me to the open road. Take me to the great unknown. No, no. Freedom of the unknown, can't replace it. In my bones, in my bones. Freedom of the unknown, can't replace it. In my soul, in my soul, in my soul. Take me to the open road. Take me to the open road. Take me to the great unknown. Take me to the open road. Take me to the open road. Take me to the open road. Take me to the open road.
Thank you, everybody. One thing that's really fun as a writer is like every time you do a song with live, it's different and it's like interpretive, and I love it. Like it just makes me so happy. So let's hear it for the band tonight. Jack Tell on fingerstyle guitar, Mel Bridges on percussion, and Angie Mack on vocals, keys, background, and all the great things. This next song I'm going to sing for you is a song called Somewhere in the Hills of Tennessee, and to give you a little story behind this one, I know I've talked about my dad a lot, and he really meant a lot to me, but I had gone to a place called Onsite in Cumberland Furnace, Tennessee. Has anybody been there before? No? Okay, so they hosted something that the Recording Academy's nonprofit organization called Music Cares, where they invited 20 to 24 music industry professionals to come in and do something called Unplugged. And it was a chance to literally take all of your technology away and to do some small group therapy, some larger group therapy, and just to be in nature. And they cooked for us, and I met amazing people. And one morning, I woke up at like 5 o'clock, and I just took a walk in the hills of Tennessee, and I sat down, and I wrote this beautiful song. And I'm really excited. It'll be on the record, and actually when you hear the recorded version, Mr. Jack Tell is on that as well. So, all right, here's Somewhere in the Hills of Tennessee.
Somewhere in the hills of Tennessee, I see parts of me I've never seen. Moonlight shines so pure and so clean, reminding me of all that hope can be. The stillness of time so pure, so deep. Crickets dance aloud with sounds of peace. Never letting go is love I feel. toggle through the trees so serene. Wherever there's goodbye, I hope you'll keep a twinkle in your eyes, a sunrise scene. Listening to all the birds they sing, in between the rhythm of falling leaves. Watching as the rays kiss the ground, illuminating dewdrops so profound, magnifying all the dreams I feel. Somewhere in the hills of Tennessee, somewhere in the hills of Tennessee. And I will carry what I can't see. Hold on loosely, 'cause it feels free. It never lets me feel safe to be somewhere out in Tennessee. Somewhere out in the hills of Tennessee. Somewhere out in the hills of Tennessee. I found me, I found me, somewhere out in the hills, somewhere out in the hills of Tennessee. I found me, I found me, somewhere out in the hills, somewhere out in the hills of Tennessee. I found me, I found me, somewhere out in the hills, somewhere out in the hills of Tennessee.
Thank you all. We have a couple more for you tonight, and I would like to acknowledge the folks that I've been working so hard with that aren't on the stage with us. But for those of you who know the art of a recording artist, there are oftentimes many, many people behind productions. So I have 3 great producers that are going to be a part of this record, one of which is named Derek Lindsay. He was one of Prince's audio engineers at Paisley Park, and he's been my main production partner. Derek and I have written close to 300 songs in the last 5 years together. About 75 of them are recorded and mixed, and now I'm catching up to myself. So I'm like, okay, first collection has to come out. Chris Crane, as I mentioned, is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's a dear friend, more like a brother to me. And then Roger Ryan is an additional producer on the record, and there's amazing session musicians on this album like Jack and Steve Brewster on percussion out of Nashville, Dave Cleveland on guitar, Richmond Punch on violin out of Dallas, Malik Johnson on cello out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it really took a team of people to make this record come together. So stay tuned for the pre-order, and it will be live sometime this fall. And we'll also be dropping a 6th holiday original and a rendition of Silent Night. And before we close out with a couple more songs, if you'd like to follow our journey, you can follow me at sincerelyinsong.com or Sarah Fierek on Instagram, Jack Tell Music on Instagram, and is it jacktellmusic.com? Mel, where can people find you these days other than with the cacti? At home. And then Angie Mack, Ozaki Talent.
Yeah.
And Angie will be closing the set shortly with a song that is her latest single, which we picked to close the song because it has a home reference, so you'll really enjoy that one as well. So Roger Ryan produced this particular record, and he's a dear friend. We intended to have this studio recording be just a demo, and after we recorded it, I was like, I love it just the way it is going to be on the record. So I hope you enjoy this song. I kept all this love inside, nothing less than a ruby mine, second guessing till you showed me no mind. Now I'm left to pick it all up this time. I had to see what you showed me. Now I'm not seeing past it. I never meant that much to you. Always trying to unmask it. When I played out your fool, I lost a part of me, and now I can't see past it. Maybe I never meant much to you. Was a hard pill to swallow, then I choked it on down, taking back the time we borrowed till there was no more left. Kept my heart right here for me, no longer giving it out to you. Finally saw that you can't be all the things I needed you to. I had to see what you showed me. Now I'm not seeing past it. I never meant that much to you. Always tried to unmask it. When I played out your fool, I lost a part of me, and now I can't see past it. Maybe I never meant much to you. Running free like the wind is where you'll find me. No regrets did me in. I knew that it would find me. A love that's pure and sweet, and all that I can take. And if I never saw past it, I'd never know love this way. I had to see what you showed me. Now I'm not seeing past it. I never meant that much to you. Always trying to unmask it. And when I played out your fool, I lost a part of me. Now I can't see past it. And if I never saw past it, ooh. And now I can't see past it. I never know love this way. Thank you. Miss Angie Mack, are you ready to play It's Good to Be Home?
Yes.
Okay.
So my father passed away in March. No, my sister passed away in March. My dad passed away in April. And my dad served in the Navy. He was a radar man and a radio seaman on the USS Hornet. And my dad believed in me and my music. But we had parted ways kind of the last few years of his life. And when he passed away, I went to his home and saw that he had pictures of some of the lyrics to music that I had written. And I took it as a sign that I needed to return to my songwriting, which is my first love. I thought I was actually too old to start singing again. And I chose this song because, you know, the concept of home means something different to everybody. And for me, home is my faith. I am Christ, and He in me. This is a safe place to be. One with Him, Christ within, together throughout eternity. It is good to be home, here where I am loved. It is good to be held in the Father's hug. I can laugh, I can cry, I can rest and be healed here in Christ. It's good to be home. Unending love, faithful God, thank you for welcoming me. I belong here in arms of love. I am Christ and He and me. It is good to be home, here where I am loved. It is good to be held in the Father's hug. I can laugh, I can cry, I can rest and be healed here in Christ. It's good to be home. It is good to be home, here where I am loved. It is good to be held in the Father's hug. I can laugh, I can cry, I can rest and be healed here in Christ. It's good to be home. Thank you.
Angie. Daddy's girls, right? We are
Yeah.
them. You can catch her single in all places that you would consume music, so please support Angie with Good to Be Home. We have one more song for you with Mustang, and then we are going to say goodnight for now, and we hope to come back to Rhinelander. I believe tomorrow I may be joining WXPR, helping with their membership drive. I spent some time in Radioland, my previous life, so tune in, make sure you support public radio. They need your support, and we greatly appreciate you, Dale, Artstart, Scott. We haven't really talked about you yet, but Scott and Elton, we had a little assistant tonight helping with the sound. Let's hear it for them. And Elton, if you're still here, I heard him singing to Mustang. I really appreciated that. It was amazing. I love it.
Saw all the notes of love that you spelled out. Left my heart protected then, watched it bleed out. You were the one who always knew how to make me run. Guess I loved you too hard to make myself slow down. Just like a Mustang, wild and free from love, you make my heart sing. Harmonies filled with love, how could you leave me standing there alone when all I ever wanted was to call you my own. Was trapped inside this love, now I'm set free. When you came back around, I saw lightning and the thunder rolling, ooh, echo through the night. It's like my heart was beating too, the sound in your eyes, just like a Mustang, wild and free from love. You make my heart sing, harmonies filled with love. How could you leave me standing there alone when all I ever wanted was to call you my own? And they say love will find a way. If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be, no matter what they say. Let your love light the way. Destiny can be erased. Let your love light the way. Just like a Mustang, wild and free from love. You make my heart sing, harmonies filled with love. How could you leave me standing there alone when all I ever wanted was to welcome you home? Ooh, when all I ever wanted was to call you my own. Thank you, everybody. Let's hear it for the band again. Thank you for having us. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us.